Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and I'm coming to you with my very first monthly celebrations layout. I have partnered up with a group of fellow YouTubers, and on the 15th of every month, we will be bringing you videos of monthly celebrations. They may be just daily life celebrations or holidays, but all of us that are participating in this hop will be creating a project based on a celebration for each month this year. So I am excited to get you started with my process video for this month. And the first thing that I'm doing here is just showing you everything that I pulled for my layout. And all of these items came from my stash, so everything is pretty old product. And what I decided to create my layout for a celebration is of a trip that my family and I are planning for the month of January. And so this month we are going to be going to Disney. And so I thought it would be fun to document the package that we receive in the mail that has, of course, our magic bands for our upcoming trip. And so for my layout today, I am documenting that picture that you see there. I'm just creating the mat that will go behind my photo, but that is the box that came that is holding our magic bands for our trip this January. And so I'm going to go ahead and build my background now for my layout. And the first thing I'm doing is taking this My Mind's Eye piece of scrap pattern paper that I had. Most of the pieces on this layout, except for the blue cardstock and the Amy Tangerine 12 by 12 paper, were all from my scrap bin. And so I took that My Mind's Eye and I'm going to mat that gray piece of cardstock underneath that arrow paper. And I went ahead and for that Amy Tan paper, that yellow and white stripe, I went ahead and cut the border that was around that 12 by 12 paper out, and it left me with just the diagonal stripe and rounded corners, which I kind of liked. I don't usually do rounded corners on my layouts, so it was kind of fun to use that for my background. And then I mounted that onto that navy blue cardstock as well. So here you see I'm building out the base and background of how this layout is going to come together. And for the background piece, or part, I should say, of this layout, I am going for kind of an L-shaped design for sure. If you look, I have that band down the sort of right side of the page, and then I have that yellow pattern paper that's behind, that's coming out as the L toward the left side of the page. Now, I do go ahead and I had cut this Mickey head out of that navy cardstock, and I'm not using any traditional Disney colors per se on this layout, and I don't do a lot of themed layouts anyway, but I really thought it would be fun to do this Mickey head because, of course, we're looking at my magic bands for this trip, and you know, when that box comes, it's very exciting, and it makes us look more and more forward to our trip as we get closer to the date we go. And so I am using that Mickey head over to the left of the photo. And next, after I've gotten sort of the base of my layout put together and my photo where I know it's going to go, I'm going to build out two of the main embellishment clusters here. And all of these bits and pieces that I showed at the beginning of the video, again, all came from sort of my embellishment containers. I sort all my embellishments by color, and so I knew that my colors mainly for this layout were going to be blue and yellow, and so I basically went through those bins and just pulled out some bits and pieces. So I have some paper clips, I have some wood veneer, I have some brads, I have some vellum, I have a vellum word that's there that says awesome. I am building this cluster on an actual piece of vellum that I think it was originally a clock or something, but I was never going to use that. And so that awesome is sitting and covering all that clock. I have a sort of film strip piece up where the best ever is, and then just a few other wood veneer and again the paper clip to carry the same embellishment pieces into each cluster. I like to keep my embellishment clusters pretty consistent, and if I use one thing in one cluster, I'm going to try to use it in all the others. And so there you see I've gone ahead and glued down my embellishment clusters. And after I've gotten those glued down, I did decide that I wanted to put my title in. And also, while I was putting everything together and gluing everything down, I did decide to go and type up my journaling, which I then glued to the Mickey head. And so that's what will house my journaling for this layout. I had thought about putting it above where my title is going to be, but I actually like that it being on the Mickey head gives the Mickey head some purpose for why I put it where I put it. And so it's kind of fun to kind of put my journaling on the side like that. I don't typically do that. So I like that little extra detail. And so here I am finishing up my title. And at first I thought I was going to use those little yellow, I think they're October afternoon tile letters, but I decided to go back to these blue ones because I felt like the other tile letters were just too small. I am going to finish my title with those blue, I think those are Bella Boulevard puffy letter stickers, and the magic is written in some very old Maggie Holmes stickers. So the title for this one is called Magic in a Box, because in our house we are big fans of Disney, and it is a little bit of magic that arrives at our door when our magic bands make it to our house for our trip. And so it is always exciting when that box gets here, and so it is a little bit of magic. Now, to finish off the layout, I did decide that I wanted to put one additional cluster on the layout, and I felt like the top there above the title just needed a little something, so I just went ahead and with the rest of the different bits and pieces that I pulled for the layout, I went and pulled a little cluster together. It's basically just a label, and there's a little word strip that says family fun. I have some more star wood veneer and a heart that kind of is the base of the cluster. To finish off each of the clusters, because I have gold in the title, I didn't really have gold in my other two clusters, so I just took some asterisk little stickers from that Maggie Holmes sticker sheet, and I put those in each cluster. And to finish off the entire layout, I always, for my Mickey pages, tend to punch out one of these little Mickey heads and put it somewhere on my layout. And in this case, even though I had the big giant Mickey ears, I still wanted to keep that same theme going, and so I added that little Mickey head. We'll go over by that best ever. And I'm kind of looking at the layout at this point and going, is there anything I'm missing? But at this point, I decide I am good. So I want to thank you for joining me, and the still photos are coming up. Please make sure that you go and watch all the other amazing ladies' videos. All of their information will be in the description box below. And I thank you for joining me, and we will catch you next month for another monthly celebration. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.